Hey everybody, this is Matt Goldsman from GamersCast. Exclusivity is a funny thing, isn't it? What was once supposed to be a Wii U exclusive launch title has been delayed and ported to almost every modern console under the sun. But how did this affect the end product? Here is my review of Rayman Legends, which is now available for not only the Wii U, but Xbox 360, PS3, PC, PS Vita, and now for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. Back in the late 90s, many considered Rayman to be the king of platformers, and though that title isn't quite as sought after as before, I can report that Rayman Legends is definitely one of the most satisfying platformers I've played in a while. The game doesn't have a deep plot or anything like that, but it takes on an artistic sort of cartoony art style that makes the game's visuals really pop and look alive. The game's actual platforming is very solid as well, and ranges from simple to substantially challenging. There's no life counter or anything like that, so you can get as many tries as you need, but it's simply a satisfying game. Many of the levels are very creative and unique in their execution, and all of them are incredibly well designed. There's also a lot of content on display here. Running through the main story will net you around 10 hours of play or so, while completionists can probably more than double that time. And on top of the main story, a lot of stages from the previous game, Rayman Origins, can also be unlocked here, alongside a ton of other unlockables in-game. During segments of certain levels, Murphy will appear. In the Wii U version of the game, the player will use the gamepad to guide a path for the character who moves automatically at this point. However, in all other versions of the game, the player will continue controlling themselves while using button presses to trigger Murphy. Though I'd have to say for the PS4 version, it almost seems like an oversight that the console's second screen feature was not used to replicate the Wii U gamepad's functionality. However, as with all PS4 titles, remote play on Vita is fully supported here and works wonderfully, though I definitely still prefer using the DualShock 4 over the Vita. Rayman Legends also features co-op play. The co-op is very Mario Wii-esque, implementing the bubble system, but without the suicide/skip this part button, which is appreciated. You can't mess up your co-op partner too much either, and having the extra company along for the ride doesn't feel as intrusive or burdensome as it does in recent Mario games. On top of the regular main game content, there's also competitive challenge modes to explore, and a silly competitive multiplayer game called Kung Foot. It's basically a glorified mini soccer game that's incredibly simple to pick up, but surprisingly addictive and fun to play. Since the game is available on a variety of platforms, I'd have to say the PS4 version is the dominant of the bunch, as it implements touchpad controls and features the best visuals and frame rate. Overall, this is a game you're getting a lot of value out of for a fantastic platformer at a budget price of only $40. If you are a fan of platformers, it'd be a silly mistake to pass this one by. Rayman Legends gets a 9 out of 10.